Hello everyone, welcome to another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jenny and I'm the creator behind the Acrylic Creative Studio brand, where I create soaps, candles, and so much more. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. It really means the world to me. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create your own embeds mold. Now, this time I'm using a 3D printed file for this, but you can use different things. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box or up here so you can watch a previous video that I have showing you how you can create a base and then stick your things into that base so you can add the silicone to it. Now, I've decided to create this file for my 3D printer, which is easier because I already have like a barrier around it, and I created these little peeps, cute peeps inside. They won't move, you don't have to glue them, they're just in, like, this is the whole thing. It's not glue, it's just created like that. So I am going to leave a link for that video because I know you won't have access to these kind of things. Maybe if you guys want, I can start selling these so you can create your own molds, or maybe in the future I can create the molds and sell them. I don't know if people are really interested in that kind of things, so leave me a comment down below. What would you be interested, if you would be interested in learning how to make these or buy the mold already made. I am planning on making a video explaining how I use my 3D printer and how important it is as a soap maker to have resources like that. For example, I create my own soap stamps, scrapers, you name it. A 3D printer is very versatile, and creating things like this is so useful for my business. I'm going to be using this one today, which is amazing mold maker from Alumilite. I love this silicone. I've used it before, and I'm gonna leave a link of another video that I have creating my own Fruit Loops mold. I always try to get it with a 50% coupon from Joann's. So if you don't have their app, download it. They post their coupons and they send you messages and stuff like that, and every time they have a 50 or 60% off a regular price item, I'll go and buy the mold maker. Now let me show you how to mix the silicone and how to create a mold with these cuties. So first, of course, we're going to need a cup to mix the silicone and of course your silicone. And when you open it, it comes with cups for mixing. It comes in two parts. It says side A and side B. This is just similar to resin. If you have worked with resin, you know there's the resin and the hardener. This is basically the same thing, and it's 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that if you use, for example, half a cup of this, you'll use half a cup of this. It also comes with some wooden sticks and the instructions. Now, I always recommend you to use gloves when working with this kind of stuff. Some people are very sensitive, and for me, I'm very sensitive to a lot of things. I'm very allergic to, so I always use protections for my hands. Now, another thing that we need to take into consideration is how much silicone we need for this little mold. And you know what? I don't know. I don't. I always kind of eyeball it, and I guess, let's say that. I always guess. I know there's some videos, or maybe you can Google it and see, I think if you add water and you can, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just eyeball it, but I know there is a way that you can figure that out. But today I'm just gonna eyeball it, and of course this will depend on your mold or the piece that you're going to create the mold. Something I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I'm sorry, this video is going to be a little bit long because I have to give a lot of information about this. I've created this with plastic. This is plastic, but if you want your mold to be shiny, you have to add resin to it. So I've added a little quote, if you can see, it's shiny, of resin, UV resin I use in this case because I am very impatient and I needed it right away. So I used UV resin, I put my UV light on top and cured it. If you're using the regular resin, it will take 24 to 48 hours to cure, okay? So this is why it's shiny, and that's why our mold is going to be shiny, okay? If you don't add the resin to it, it will be matte, and it will have all the indentations from the plastic, because the plastic, when it prints, it doesn't print completely smooth, so you're gonna have some lines showing up. So that's why I added the resin. So I think 2 of these will make the perfect amount for this mold. If not, we can mix a little bit more and just board it on top. It's not the ideal thing, but we can do that. It says here that when you have mix your 2 parts, you have 60 to 90 seconds so you can mix it all together. You know, it will be ready when you don't see white streaks. It will be a uniform color, and you have to scrape the sides of your bowl so everything mixes completely. It's very thick, as you can see. Okay, so we're gonna add the whole thing here. I'm gonna scrape this little cup. And this doesn't have a smell or anything, so it's fine if you work without a mask. Just use gloves. As you can see, I already have a little bit in my hand. On my hand? I don't know what's the correct way. But you understand me, right? You know what I mean. Okay, so we already added the A part. Now we're adding the B part. I'm gonna use this little cup right here. And the nice thing about learning how to do these things is that you don't need to spend money buying things that may not work for you. And this is so much fun too, guys. So much fun. I'm telling you, you'll get addicted. After you make one, you'll be like, I can do this, I can do that. And of course, you'll have the opportunity to have molds that nobody has, because you're creating them. All right. So I've never used a silicone spatula to mix this. I'm going to use one today because I don't have any big sticks and I don't want to use these little ones. Stresses me out because they're so small. So I'm going to use a silicone spatula. So remember, we're gonna mix this for a minute, and you want to do it very slowly, not as I did right now. I forgot. This creates a lot of bubbles, and you don't want bubbles in your silicone mold because your pieces won't come out clean, you know. It will have the indentations of the bubbles. So try not to lift the spatula a lot or whatever you're using to mix it, and try to go slow until you see that is a uniform color. And of course, scraping the sides, the bottom. And I think we're good. It's looking good. What I love about this silicone is that it cures in 30 minutes. And as I told you before, I am very impatient. Very. So I really love this silicone because of that. Sorry for this, the camera's gonna shake a little, but you wanna tap it down. Do that, and you see the bubbles start popping. Now we're gonna start adding our silicone from a little corner until it fills the whole mold. This is going to prevent bubbles. Very slowly, in a steady pace, like this. Sometimes I get desperate and I drop the whole thing on top. Sometimes I don't follow the rules and I go and do whatever I want. But those are the instructions. That's what the package says. It's moving very slowly. See, I don't know how is that gonna work, like if I drop it from the same corner, because it's already filled and it's moving so slow. One thing about this, like resin, the temperature in the room affects the curing time. So if it's very hot, it will cure faster than normal. I wish I could have another camera angle, but this is all I have, guys. But see how satisfying that is when it gets covered. Alright, so I see that I have a little bit left in here and I didn't got anything else ready. Let me see if I got time. But we're filling the mold and I think that's great. And now we're going to tap it. You have to do this part very aggressively. Just think of something that stresses you out and just... Okay, I hope you feel better after this. But yeah, as you can see, the bubbles are popping. We just want to move the bubbles from the bottom to the top so they don't get trapped in, for example, the bunny ears and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put my timer and we're gonna wait 30 minutes and we're gonna demold. Okay everyone, moment of truth. 30 minutes have passed, a little bit more, and now we're going to demold. So we're going to try to do it from one of the corners. And this might be a little bit difficult, so maybe you can use a spatula or something. And you kind of want to break the air seal. Am I doing that? And then just do it all the way. Okay. Oops, I don't want to break the plastic. I just turned it. This silicone is pretty strong. Okay, fingers crossed, here we go. Okay, see a little bit of color there. Okay. Ta-da! It came out perfect. As you can see, these are some things that don't matter. It's just the texture of the plastic underneath, and it doesn't affect the mold in any way. And as you can see, they're super shiny in the inside, and it's just have these indentations right here. That doesn't matter at all. But guys, we made it, and it's very sturdy, as you can see. Ready in 30 minutes. It's awesome, right? I know you're dying for me to test it. I'm gonna test it, okay? We are going to use melt and pour for this, and we have two options. I have a low sweat melt and pour from Brambleberry. The only problem with that one, I've been using that one for a long time now, but I don't love it because it becomes really hard really fast. Like while I'm pouring, it will harden. I don't know why, maybe because it doesn't have a lot of glycerin in it, but I love using that one because it doesn't sweat as much as regular melt and pour. Now, I have some melt and pour from Nature's Garden. We can try to make some embeds with that one and see leave them outside for a couple hours and see if it sweats as much as the other one, or you know, we can test it. But for today I am going to use the Nature Gardens one just because I don't want it to harden so fast, so I can show you the capability of the mold, how it's gonna look. These were sent to me by Nature's Garden. Thank you, Nature's Garden, I love you. I was the maker of the month of March, and they sent me a box with a bunch of goodies, and these were part of that box. We have the clear melt and pour soap base, and we have the shea butter melt and pour soap base. So we're going to use the shea butter just because it's white, and I need my embeds to be white. This one is clear, which could be perfect for things like gems or other items that needs to be clear. But for today we're going to use the white base. As you can see, they have these super cool indents. There you go. So here we go. I think this is plenty for a demonstration. So here the instruction says that you can microwave the base for 30-second burst until fully melted. So I am going to put this in a microwave, and I love these cups from the dollar store because the tip is very thin and it will help us guide the soap base easier into the crevices. Here's our melted base, and it didn't took 30 seconds. It took a little bit less since we just have a very small amount. And I am using ballet slippers from Matamaikas, and I like to add a little bit of rubbing alcohol directly into the mix so it eliminates the bubbles. And let's do this. I don't think it's necessary to fill them to the top. It just depends of what you want. Now we're going to wait for them to dry. No, that's not the word. To harden. Okay, and I see that we can have, it's gonna be a little bubble here. So, okay, there you go. And now some alcohol to eliminate the bubbles from the top. And now we wait again. Okay, a couple minutes have passed. Oop, it's not ready. Okay, never mind. I think it's ready now. Let's see. Oh yes, it is. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Yay! Look at how shiny it is. See, we have a little bit of mica there that didn't dissolve completely, but you get the point. It was just for us to test the mold. And this one, look how cute these are. See, and you see how easy it is to unmold because the silicone is so flexible. And as you can see, we got some air bubbles over there. I don't know if you care about that. I do care sometimes. I want everything to be perfect, but I mean, nothing's perfect. So yeah, so as you can see, they all have kind of those air bubbles over there, but no big deal, no big deal. And we can prevent that by adding the soap, and after adding the soap you get something pointy like this, and you just kind of like run it over the edges to prevent the bubbles. But they look so cute. So tell me what you think in the comments about this method of doing silicone molds. I know that the part of getting these bees is going to be a little bit hard, but if you want to learn about 3D printing and 3D design, let me know in the comments. I I'm planning on doing a video about talking about 3D printing and stuff. But if you have any specific questions or anything that you need to know or you want to know about that, leave them in the comments below. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to make a soap, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to show you guys with these little peeps. I'm going to make a soap, a really cute soap for Easter. In order for you to watch that video, please subscribe so you don't miss it, and hit the bell to receive notifications. That way every time I upload, it's gonna show on your feed, and that way you don't miss a thing. Also, don't forget to like. This really helps our channel a lot with the algorithm. And thank you so much for being here with me. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.